Imagine you wake up tomorrow, you turn on the news, and the unthinkable has happened. The global economy has officially broken. The money in your wallet, the numbers in your bank account, they're just memories now. Stores are shuttered, their shelves stripped bare. The complex, invisible web of the supply chain is dead. For the first time in your life, you cannot buy or sell a single thing. What is your first move? What about your second, or the one after that? Your family's survival, their safety, and their well-being hinges entirely on what you do in the next 24 hours. This video is that plan. When the systems we all rely on for modern life disappear overnight, panic is your single most dangerous enemy. Panic is a predator. It clouds judgment, amplifies fear, and leads to devastating mistakes. Preparation, on the other hand, is your shield. It builds confidence through competence. So this isn't about fear-mongering. It's about facts and a clear, logical plan of action. It's about giving you a rational framework for what to do when the world outside stops making sense. I'm going to walk you through the critical first steps to ensure your family is secure when you can't just go to the store. We'll break this massive, overwhelming problem down into 4 pillars you can tackle right away. Securing your critical resources, mastering in-demand skills, learning the new rules of trade, and building your community. By the end of this, you won't feel the cold grip of fear. You will have a clear, actionable plan, and you will be ready. Let's get into it. First things first, we have to lock down the absolute non-negotiables for staying alive. Without these, no other plan, no skill, no community matters. This is the bedrock your survival is built upon. The most critical resource is water. There's a well-known survival guideline called the Rule of Threes, which states you can only last about 3 days without water. That makes it priority number 1 above all else. FEMA recommends storing at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for a minimum of 2 weeks. Your first layer is simple: stored water, preferably commercially bottled water you keep in a cool, dark place. But what happens when those bottles run out? You need a renewable source. This could be a nearby creek, a river, a well, or a rainwater harvesting system. Even the water in your hot water tank and pipes can be a safe source in a pinch. But you must assume any outside water source is contaminated. This is where purification becomes just as important as the source itself. Boiling is the most reliable method, but it consumes fuel. You need redundant backups. A high-quality, gravity-fed filter can purify large volumes of water without electricity, making it ideal for a stationary situation. For portability, have smaller pump or straw-style filters. And as a backup to your backup, keep purification tablets and unscented household bleach. Having multiple ways to make water safe isn't paranoid, it's smart. Next up is food. In a world without commerce, the grocery store is just a memory. Your pantry is your new lifeline. Stock up on non-perishable, high-calorie foods that are easy to prepare. We're talking about large bags of white rice, dried beans, oats, pasta, and flour. White rice, when stored properly, can last up to 30 years. Canned goods are also fantastic. Canned meats, vegetables, and fruits are often ready to eat and provide crucial variety. Don't just think about survival. Think about morale. Stock comfort items like peanut butter, cooking oil, salt, sugar, and honey. These will feel like unimaginable luxuries and are crucial for both calories and mental well-being. Your goal isn't just to have food, but to be able to prepare it without power. Practice making meals with only your stored supplies and an alternate cooking method, like a propane stove, rocket stove, or over an open fire, now, before you're forced to learn under pressure. Finally, you need to become your own first responder. In a collapse, dialing 911 might be a futile gesture. Professional medical help will be severely limited, if not gone completely. A basic first aid kit with adhesive bandages is not enough. Your kit needs to be a trauma kit. That means tourniquets to stop catastrophic bleeding in a limb, pressure dressings, and chest seals for puncture wounds to the torso. Stockpile essential over-the-counter medications, pain relievers, anti-diarrhea pills, fever reducers, and antihistamines. These are the first things to vanish from shelves in any emergency. If you can, take a certified first aid or wilderness medicine course. The knowledge of how to properly clean and dress a wound, how to treat a severe burn, or how to set a splint is a resource that no one can ever take away from you. Securing water, food, and medical readiness is the absolute bedrock of your plan. Once that foundation is solid, you can confidently move to the next pillar. In a world where money is worthless, your value is determined by what you can do. Useful skills are the new currency. They are a form of wealth you carry in your head and in your hands. They can't be stolen, they can't be devalued, and they can be traded for anything. Certain skills will be in desperately high demand. First and foremost, you need to know how to reliably make fire. Fire is civilization in a bottle. It gives you warmth, cooks your food, purifies your water, provides light, and offers security from predators, both animal and human. You must be able to make it without modern conveniences. A butane lighter is easy, but it will eventually run out of fuel. A ferro rod is an excellent tool that works even when wet and lasts for thousands of strikes. But true mastery comes from learning primitive methods like a bow drill or flint and steel. The act of practicing these methods teaches you the fundamental principles of firecraft in a way that just flicking a lighter never will. In the middle of a freezing downpour is not the time to be learning. Second, get good at producing and preserving your own food. Your stored pantry might last for months or even a year, but true long-term self-sufficiency only comes from the soil. If you have a yard, start a garden now. Don't just plant anything. Focus on heirloom seeds. These are open-pollinated varieties that produce seeds you can save and replant year after year, making you independent from supply chains. Focus on calorie-dense, easy-to-grow crops like potatoes, beans, and winter squash. No yard? You can still grow nutrient-dense sprouts and microgreens indoors. Just as important is learning to preserve your harvest without a freezer. Canning, drying, smoking, and fermenting are ancient, time-tested techniques that will keep you fed through the winter and beyond. Third is putting your medical knowledge into practice. We talked about having the right supplies, but it's the skill to use them that actually saves a life. Knowing how to properly dress a wound, splint a fracture, spot the signs of infection, or treat dehydration is vital. You can go further by learning about medicinal plants native to your area. For instance, the bark of a willow tree contains salicin, which has pain-relieving properties similar to aspirin. But you must be extremely cautious. For instance, the plant comfrey can be used externally to help heal wounds, but it's toxic to the liver if taken internally. Always learn about herbal remedies from a qualified expert and have multiple reference books. Finally, learn how to fix things. When you can't buy a replacement, the ability to repair, maintain, and repurpose what you already have becomes an invaluable skill. Learn basic carpentry to fix a broken door, learn how to properly sharpen a knife or an axe to keep your tools functional, and learn how to mend clothes to make them last. A simple multi-tool and the know-how to use it can solve 100 different problems you can't even foresee yet. Pick one of these skills and start this weekend. Watch a video, read a book, and then get out there and actually do it. Every skill you master is another layer of security for your family. Just because official money collapses doesn't mean humans will stop trading. We'll simply revert to the original form of commerce, bartering. In this new economy, understanding what people will need, want, and crave is a huge part of any long-term plan. Your goal is to strategically stock up on these barter goods now while they're cheap, plentiful, and easy to find. Certain items become incredibly valuable, not because they're rare, but because they're desperately needed and impossible to make at home. On the top of this list are vice and comfort items. Coffee and tea will be worth their weight in gold to anyone battling caffeine withdrawal. Alcohol, especially in small, easily tradable bottles like flasks or miniatures, and tobacco have historically held massive value in any crisis, both for consumption and for its use as a disinfectant. Hygiene products are another category that will be in high demand. Toilet paper, soap, toothpaste, and feminine hygiene products are things we absolutely take for granted, but their absence is felt almost immediately and profoundly. Maintaining cleanliness isn't just about comfort. It's about preventing the spread of disease, making these items critical for health and morale. Next up, think about sources of fire and light. Butane lighters and waterproof matches will always be in demand. A person with the ability to create fire on a whim has a valuable commodity. Batteries, especially in common sizes like AA and AAA, essentially become a form of energy currency, powering critical devices like flashlights and radios. Finally, think about items that represent the future. Heirloom seeds for vegetables and medicinal herbs become priceless once people realize the crisis isn't ending in a week and their own food supplies are dwindling. Ammunition, in common calibers, is also frequently cited as a standardized trade item in many speculative collapse scenarios. The key is to stock items you might not even use yourself purely for the purpose of trading them for things you do need. You might not drink coffee, but a few pounds of it could trade for a neighbor's mechanical expertise, medical supplies, or a winter supply of firewood. Think of these goods as a diversified savings account, one that holds its value when paper money is just paper. Forget the romantic,
Hollywood-fueled image of the lone wolf survivor thriving in the wilderness. That is a dangerous fantasy, and it's one of the fastest ways to get yourself killed. The single most important, force-multiplying asset in any long-term crisis is a network of trusted people. We are social creatures, built to survive in groups. A prepared community can pool resources, share diverse skills, and provide security in ways that no single person or family ever could. You have to start building this network now. Do not wait for the crisis to hit. Get to know your immediate neighbors. Do you even know their names? Do they have skills that could be vital to the group? Maybe one is a nurse, another a mechanic, and a third an expert gardener. Building trust and mutual respect today is the foundation for depending on each other tomorrow. Expand that circle by connecting with like-minded people. Local preparedness groups on social media, gardening clubs, ham radio clubs, or even your church or local volunteer organizations are great places to find people who already value self-reliance and community. You're not trying to build a team of commandos. You're trying to build a balanced, resilient community with a wide range of skills and resources. One person has a large plot of land, another has advanced medical knowledge, another is a great negotiator, and another knows how to repair small engines. Together, the group is exponentially stronger than the sum of its individual parts. A strong community offers shared security. A group can organize a neighborhood watch, making the entire area safer from opportunistic threats. It allows for the pooling of resources, like a shared tool library, a community garden that benefits everyone, or bulk purchases of supplies. And just as importantly, it provides immense psychological support, reminding you that you are not in this alone. But be smart and deliberate about it. Not everyone is a good fit. Trust has to be earned, slowly, over time. Start small, with a few people you already know you can depend on, and vet new people carefully. A small, highly committed, and trustworthy group is infinitely more valuable than a large group of questionable allies. So, that's the framework. That's the plan. When the ability to buy and sell is gone, you don't have to be a victim of circumstance. You can move from panic to purpose by focusing on these 4 pillars. 1. Secure your critical resources, water, food, and medical supplies to handle your immediate needs. 2. Master in-demand skills like fire making, food production, and basic repairs because what you know becomes what you're worth. 3. Understand the new rules of trade by stocking valuable and practical barter goods. And 4. Build your community network because our greatest strength will always be each other. These are the first steps to move from just surviving to building a truly resilient life. Remember, preparation isn't about paranoia, it's about empowerment. It's about achieving peace of mind. Every small, deliberate step you take today builds a more secure and confident future for you and your family, no matter what comes. Now, I have a question for you. What is the very first skill you would focus on mastering? Or what is one barter item you think is overlooked? Let us know in the comments below. Your answer might be the spark that gets someone else started on their own journey. And if you found this guide valuable, subscribe for more practical content to help you stay prepared and stay safe.